Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new video. In this video, we will discuss 50 questions about road and traffic rules. Now for each question, I'll give you 3 seconds to guess the correct answer and then I'll reveal the correct answer. So the first question is, you're traveling in very heavy rain. How is this likely to affect your overall stopping distance? Options are, it will be half, it will be doubled, it will be no different, or it will be 10 times greater. So the correct option is the second one, it will be double. Next question is, you're driving at night. What should you do if you're dazzled by headlights coming towards you? Options are, flash your main beam headlights, pull down your sun visor, slow down or stop, or shade your eyes with your head. So the correct option is the third one. In this case, you should slow down or stop for a while. Next question is, why would you fit chains to your wheels? Options are, to help prevent the brakes locking, to help prevent damage to the road surface, to help prevent skidding in deep snow, or to help prevent wear to the tire. So the correct option is the third one. You would do this to help prevent skidding in deep snow. Next question, you're driving with your front fog lights switched on. What should you do if the fog has cleared? Options are, drive with them on instead of your headlights, switch them off as long as visibility remains good, flash them to warn oncoming traffic that is foggy, or leave them on if other drivers have the lights on. So the correct option is the second one. As long as the visibility remains good, you should switch them off. Next question is, when may you overtake another vehicle on the left? Options are, when a slower vehicle is traveling in the right-hand lane of a dual carriageway, when the vehicle in front is signaling to turn left, when you are in a one-way street, or when approaching a motorway slip road where you will be turning off. So the correct option is the second one, when the vehicle in front is signaling to turn left. Next question is, when must you use dipped headlights during the day? Options are, when you're driving along narrow streets, all the time when you're driving in poor visibility, or when you're parking. So the correct option is the third one. If you're driving in poor visibility, you should use your dipped headlights during the day. Next question is, you're driving on a motorway at night. What lights should you have on if there are other vehicles just ahead of you? Options are, main beam headlights, side lights only, dipped headlights, or front fog lights. So the correct option is the third one. You should use dipped headlight. Next question is, what will affect your vehicle's stopping distance? Options are, the street lighting, time of the day, the condition of the tires, or the speed limit. The correct option is the third option, the condition of the tire. Next question is, identify the sign that warns of traffic merging from the left. So here we have 4 signs and we have to identify the one that is telling us that traffic is merging from the left. In this case, the correct option is the second one. This is the sign that tells us the traffic is merging from the left. Next question is, why should you reduce your speed when you're driving or riding in fog? Options are, the brakes don't work as well, the engine will take longer to warm up, it's more difficult to see what's ahead, or you'd be dazzled by other headlights. The correct option is the third one. If you're riding in fog, it's more difficult to see what's ahead, and in this case, you should reduce your speed. Next question is, how can you use your vehicle's engine to control your speed? Options are, by changing to a lower gear, by selecting reverse gear, by selecting neutral, or by changing to a higher gear. So the correct option is the first one, by changing to a lower gear. Next question is, what should you do when you're overtaking at night? Options are, select a higher gear, flash your headlights before overtaking, make sure you don't dazzle other road users, or switch your headlights to main beam before overtaking. So the correct option is the third one. In this case, you should make sure that you don't dazzle any other road user. Next question is, what should you do if you have to make a journey in a foggy condition? Options are, follow other vehicles' tail lights closely, avoid using dipped headlights, leave plenty of time for your journey, or keep 2 seconds behind the vehicle ahead. So the correct option is the third one. In this case, you should leave plenty of time for your journey. Next question is, what should you do if you're dealing with the hazard forward? Options are, switch on your windscreen wipers, use a low gear and drive slowly, switch on your hazard warning lights, or use a high gear to prevent wheel speed. The correct option is the second one. In this case, you should use a low gear and drive slowly, because in this case, there's a bunch of water on the road ahead and it's a hazard for your car, which is why it's called forward. And when you're driving through this hazard, you should use a low gear and drive slowly to prevent any damage. Next question is, what does a triangular sign with a red border and an exclamation mark signify? Options are, roadworks ahead, warning, slippery road, caution children, or danger, railway crossing. The correct option is the second one. This sign tells you that there is a slippery road ahead and it's giving you a warning. Next question is, why should you switch off your rear fog lights when the fog has cleared? Options are, to prevent dazzling drivers behind, to allow your headlights to work, to stop the engine losing power, or to stop draining the battery. The correct option is the first one. To prevent dazzling drivers that are behind you, you should switch off your rear fog lights when the fog has cleared. Next question is, when may you wait in a box junction? Options are, when oncoming traffic prevents you from turning right, when you're stationary in a queue of traffic, when approaching a zebra crossing, or when approaching a pelican crossing. So the correct option is the first one. When the oncoming traffic prevents you from turning right, you can wait in a box section. Next question is, what will happen to your car when you drive up a steep hill? Options are the high gears will pull better, the engine will work harder, overtaking will be easier, or the steering will feel heavier. So the correct option is the second one, the engine will work harder. Next question is, recognize the sign that warns of pedestrian crossing ahead. So here we have 4 signs and we have to recognize the one that indicates pedestrian crossing. And the correct option is the last one. This sign indicates that there is a pedestrian crossing ahead. Next question is, what should you do when you're overtaking at night? Options are sound your horn twice before moving out, wait until a bend so that you can see the oncoming headlights, go past slowly so that you can react to unseen hazards, or beware of bends in the road ahead. So the correct option is the last one. At night, you should be cautious and beware of bends in the road ahead. Next question is, what should you do when you meet an oncoming vehicle on a single track road? Options are stop at a passing place, carry out an emergency stop, reverse back to the main road, or switch on your hazard warning lights. So the correct option is the first one. In this case, you should stop at a passing place and let the vehicle go on. Next question is, what's the reason for traffic calming measures? Options are to slow traffic down, to make overtaking easier, to make parking easier, or to stop road rage. So the correct option is the first one, to slow traffic down. Next question is, there has been a heavy fall of snow. What should you consider before driving in these conditions? Options are whether you should drive without wearing your seatbelt, whether you should wear sunglasses to reduce the glare, whether you should fit an amber flashing beacon to your car, or whether your journey is essential. So the correct option is the last one. You should consider whether your journey is essential or not. Next question is, what should you do if you park on the road where it's foggy? Options are leave parking lights switched on, leave dip headlights switched on, leave main headlights switched on, or leave dip headlights and fog lights switched on. So the correct option is the last one. If you park on a road where it's foggy, you should leave dip headlights and fog lights switched on. Next question is, identify the sign that marks the beginning of a motorway. So once again, we have 4 signs and we have to identify the one that marks the beginning of a motorway. So the correct option is the third one. This sign indicates the beginning of a motorway. Next question is, you're approaching a busy junction. What should you do when at the last moment you realize you're in the wrong lane? Options are continue in that lane, stop until the area has cleared, force your way to the lane you need, or use arm signals to help you change your lane. So the correct option is the first one. In this case, you should continue in that lane. Next question is, where should you park your vehicle at night? Options are in a quiet road, near a police station, in a well-lit area, or on a red route. So the correct option is the third one. You should park it in a well-lit area. Next question is, you're driving in fog. Why should you keep well back from the vehicle in front? Options are in case its brake lights dazzle you, in case its fog lights dazzle you, in case it changes direction suddenly, or in case it stops suddenly. So the correct option is the last one, in case it stops suddenly. Next question is, why could it be dangerous to keep the clutch down or select neutral for long periods of time while you're driving? Options are, it will cause the engine to overheat, it will improve tire wear, you'll have less steering and braking control, or fuel spillage will occur. So the correct option is the third one. In this case, you will have less steering and braking control. Next question is, which lights must you use if you're driving on a well-lit motorway at night? Options are, use front fog lights, use your headlights, use rear fog lights, or use only your side. The correct option is the second one. You should use your headlight. Next question is, which road users benefit from token crossings? Options are car drivers and motorcyclists, tram and train drivers, bus and lorry drivers, or cyclists and pedestrians. So the correct option is the last one, cyclists and pedestrians. Next question is, what's a rumble device designed to do? Options are, alert you to low tire pressure, alert you to a hazard, prevent cattle escaping, or give direction. So the correct option is the second one. They're designed to alert you to a hazard. Next question is, when must you stop your vehicle? Options are before merging onto a motorway, if you're involved in an accident that causes damage or injury, at the end of a one-way street, or at a junction where there are give-way lines. So the correct option is the second one. If you're involved in an incident that causes damage or injury, you must stop your vehicle. Next question is, you're looking for somewhere to park your vehicle. What should you do if the only 3 spaces are marked for disabled drivers? Options are, use one of these spaces, use one of the spaces as long as one is kept free, wait for a regular parking space to become free, or park in one of these spaces but stay with your vehicle. So the correct option is the third one. In this case, you should wait for a regular parking space to become free. Next question is, identify the sign that warns if road ahead with double bend, first to the left. Now here once again we have 4 signs and we have to identify the one that warns us of a double bend ahead, and the first bend is to the left. In this case, the correct option is the third one. This sign indicates a double bend first to the left. Next question is, why is it bad technique to coast when you're driving downhill? Options are: the vehicle will gain speed more quickly, the engine will overheat, the fuel consumption will increase, or the tires will wear more quickly. So the correct option is the first one. In this case, the vehicle will gain speed more quickly and you have less control over your steering and braking. Next question is, what will happen if you hold the clutch pedal down or roll into neutral for too long? Options are: it will cause the engine to overheat, it will improve tire wear, you will have less steering and braking control, or fuel spillage will occur. So the correct option is the third one. In this case, you will have less control over your vehicle. Next question is, what will happen if you use rear fog lights in good condition? Options are: they'll protect you from larger vehicles, they'll make drivers behind keep back, they'll dazzle other drivers, or they'll make it safer when towing a trailer. So the correct option is the third one. If you use your rear fog lights in good conditions, they'll dazzle other road users. Next question is, identify the sign indicating a pedestrian crossing. Once again, we have 4 signs indicating different crossings and we have to identify the one that is indicating a pedestrian crossing. So the correct option is the second one. This sign indicates a zebra crossing, or in other words, a pedestrian crossing. Next question is, which sign informs you about a two-way traffic road? Now here once again we have 4 signs. And the correct option is the third one. This sign indicates a two-way traffic road. Next question is, when will you stop on a motorway? Options are: if your mobile phone rings, when you're tired and need a rest, if you have to read a map, or in an emergency or breakdown. So the correct option is the last one. You can only stop on a motorway in an emergency or breakdown situation. Next question is, you're on a smart motorway. What does it mean when a mandatory speed limit is displayed above the hard shoulder? Options are: you can park on the hard shoulder if you feel tired. The hard shoulder can be used as a running lane. You can pull up in this lane to answer a mobile phone, or you should not travel in this lane. So the correct option is the second one. In this case, you can use the hard shoulder as a running lane. Next question is, when you're towing a trailer along a 3-lane motorway, when may you use right-hand lane? Options are: when you can maintain a high speed, when there are lane closures, when there is slow-moving traffic, or when the large vehicles are in the left-hand and center lanes. So the correct option is the second one. You can only use the right-hand lane if for some reason the left-hand lanes are closed ahead. Next question is, what should you do when going through a contraflow system on a motorway? Options are: stay close to the vehicle ahead to reduce queues, use dipped headlights, switch lanes to keep the traffic flowing, or keep a good distance from the vehicle ahead. So the correct option is the last one. In this case, you should keep a good distance from the vehicle ahead. Next question is, when would you use the right-hand lane on a 3-lane motorway? Options are: when you're overtaking, when you're turning right, when you're traveling above the speed limit, or when you're trying to save fuel. So the correct option is the first one. You would use the right-hand lane on a 3-lane motorway when you're overtaking. Next question is, your vehicle has broken down on a motorway. In which direction should you walk to find the nearest emergency telephone? Options are: in the direction of the nearest exit, in the direction shown on the marker posts, facing oncoming traffic, or with the traffic flow. So the correct option is the second one. There are marker posts in various locations on a motorway and you can find the direction to the nearest emergency telephone on these marker posts. Next question is, you're on a smart motorway. What does it mean when a red cross is displayed above the hard shoulder? Options are: pull up in this lane to answer your mobile phone, you should not travel in this lane, use this lane as a running lane, or this lane can be used if you need a rest. So the correct option is the second one. In this case, you should not travel in that lane. Next question is, what should you do immediately after joining a motorway? Options are: try to overtake, readjust your mirrors, position your vehicle in the center lane, or stay in the left-hand lane. So the correct option is the last one. In this case, you should stay in the left-hand lane. Next question is, your vehicle has broken down on a motorway. What should you do if you are not able to get onto the hard shoulder? Options are: stop the traffic behind and ask for help, stand behind your vehicle to warn others, attempt to repair your vehicle quickly, or switch on your hazard warning lights. So the correct option is the last one. In this case, you should switch on your hazard warning lights to warn other drivers. Now the last question for today is, identify the sign that warns of a level crossing ahead. Now once again we have 4 signs and we have to identify the one that is indicating or warning us of a level crossing ahead. So the correct option is the third one. This sign is giving us a warning of a level crossing ahead. Now that's it for this video. If you have any questions, make sure to leave a comment down below. I'll try my best to answer you. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a like and subscribe for more. That's it for this video. Thanks for watching.